Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the brand new 2025 Voge DS625X and it's here for the 11 out of 10 review. So let's jump into it. Well, I am super excited to review this one because I've ridden the 525, I've ridden the 900, and everyone's impressed me, but I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this because this bike, I reckon, could be the perfect sweet spot. But we need to start with having a proper closer look at this awesome machine.
Flight 807, maintain your approach.
Doesn't the new Voge DS625X just look absolutely awesome? Now, what I want you to do is hold this figure in your head. £5,999 plus 200 on the road currently over on the motogb.co.uk website. Now I'm going to go through all of the spec and you'll see exactly what you get for £5,999. Well, let's start here with the warhorse, the stallion, the engine. What does it create? Well, it's 581cc. Don't forget the extra 1cc on the end. And I kid you not, it's got 63 brake horsepower. That should make this pretty lively. It comes with 2 front disc running Nissan calipers. It even comes with a sump guard and engine protection bars, meaning that if you want to go off-road, have a bit of giggles and fun, it's already got it fitted as standard. It's even able to perform its own light show. So when you switch on, it is like Kit from Knight Rider, but it has full LED lights all the way around. Adjustable front screen, so it's up for when you want to cruise down the motorway and you do not want to mess your hair up, and down for when you're a bit of airflow going through that helmet on that super hot day, so you're not sweaty, so you smell like Sweaty Betty when you turn up on your date. There is also a 1080p front camera just there, so you can record all those moments in case you get that, let's not name the name of the car driver, that pulls out in front of you and you just so happen to have an accident. You can capture him, so when you go to the police, you go, look at this man driving that BMW, I mean Mercedes, I mean Audi, whichever one it is. 6-speed gearbox, so the ladies are going to be waiting at the door when you arrive. It has a slipper clutch and also it is chain driven. Tubeless tyres, and also it's running 19 on the front and 17-inch on the back. But look at those beautiful spokes and the gold. Oh, I love the gold. I mean, look at that gold. The light shines off it so well. It's like a bald man's head. That means I've got super hot and had to take off my road skin hoodie. Anyway, the suspension on the front and the rear is fully adjustable KYB with 174 mils of travel. It has a 7-inch TFT display that's got so much stuff on it. It's mental. I will show you all of that on the road. It has a center stand that just means putting lube. You know, we've got a lube something cup. Just does that thing thing of making lubing up a chain so much better. Now, 220 millimeters of clearance, obviously off the centre stand. So again, if you're doing a bit of off-roading, a bit of showing off, you've got all that space. The fuel tank is 17.6 litres of capacity. I reckon you'll get over 200 miles worth of range from that. That means if you want to go tank to tank, you could literally get to Germany, eat a sausage and get back pretty quickly. The seat height, well, that's 835 millimeters. Now, this is the thing. I've sat on bikes at 835 centimeters and 840, and I know that I can't flat foot it, but hello, 830, they can't get that right because that feels super low. And then what's really impressed me though is how much this weighs. 206 kilograms wet. Most manufacturers don't give you the wet because they want you to make you think that it's lighter than it is, but look, it is proper light. It already comes with the handy proper old school 12-volt socket, but it comes with a USB socket on the other side. So if you've got a quad lock system or you want to charge your phone, you can just run it into that, put it straight on. Just makes life so easy. And when you power up the engine, it's on, so it's not a permanent live as well. Now, of course, the exhaust. But you want to hear this engine, don't you? You want to know exactly how it roars. And the thing of it is, this list just keeps going on and on and on. You've got driver modes, you've got ABS, you've got traction control, you've even got your controls that are backlit. And trust me, when it gets a little bit darker, it looks flipping awesome. But I'm going to stop going over the specs because I am literally going, it's got everything. But what we need to do is test this bike out on the road, see exactly how it rides and how it handles. So shall we? So we've got to start with a 0 to 60. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Whoa! And we are there! And you can see my traction control light is having a meltdown. Listen to that! Oh yes! Woo, the adrenaline. How about a few nice little tight twisters? Oh yes! That is out here on the country lanes. Superb! Oh, you have to be careful with the throttle not to release its inner beast because it's so playful. So playful. Oh yes, it's like being on a 300cc for lightness and nimbleness, but then releasing an Italian stallion of power, the Rocky Balboa of machines. Just wants to keep punching. It's so much fun. All I can keep thinking is, where's my next twisty? And I believe there's one just coming up here. So let's sweep that in, all lovely and nice. And then look at the power pickup. Let's do it again. Just in nice and easy, gripping, and then just powering out beautifully. It's divine to ride on the twisters. Oh, I want to take you to the Alps. I want to get you on some proper bends because I reckon I'll be putting my knee on the floor. That's nice. Do you know what? We're going to have to work it out, aren't we? What tyres do you get with this bike? I'm going to have to pull in and have a look because it feels sticky. It feels nice. What are we running? Ah, Mitzeler's. That's going to be the reason why. Nice and sticky. Good choice, Vogue. Good choice. Well, now let's look at what it's like on comfort, because as you can probably see, my leg is slightly down. Now, I'm 5'8" and I class myself as having reasonably long legs for a 5'8" height person. And it is slightly down. That's quite nice because what it gives me is a little bit more comfort, because with some you're kind of slightly up on the pegs. My legs are a little bit higher than I'd like and you feel like you're tucking into the grooves of a bike, but that's just sitting there really, really nicely. And the pegs are slightly back, so they're not straight down, they're slightly back, giving you that more kind of sporty feel to it as well. Not just that, can you notice right now on these handlebars just here that I've got a real decent amount of reach, so I'm not overstretched when I'm riding. I can lean back if I want to stretch out, nice and comfortable like so, or I can lean forwards, and I've got such a nice bit of bend. So it's almost like, well, it is, you're sat in it more than on this bike, and you're sat in that position of, I think, extreme comfort for an adventure bike. One of the things I'm noticing straight away is the seat is nice and firm. I'd say quite firm indeed. It's an interesting one because I'm not sure if that's too firm for me or not at this point, because it feels quite solid. What also means the suspension, now it's fully adjustable, so you can set that up if you want it softer, heavier, on that sportier feel. It is adjustable. You can set it up to exactly how you want it, so you don't have to sit there and go, well, I don't like it feeling this spongy or that hard. Just adjust it. But straight out of the factory, straight out the showroom, when you jump on it, what I'll say is you can feel the road. This is not going along just floating on a cloud, feeling all lumpy and soft and all over the place. It generally feels responsive, so smooth and comfortable. Look at this road in front of me, it's awful. You can see I'm bum, but it's not shaking the bones off of me, because the suspension, the KYB suspension, it just does such a good job. So let's move on to the controls. What you've got is a very easy and reachable controls. You can really feel the click when you put the indicators on, and you can even hear the click when you take them off, and they feel sturdy, they feel good, it feels well made. I don't think they look, oh my gosh, but they do feel and easy to use. You can flip through your mode button quite easily, you can turn your traction control off, your ABS if you want to go off adventuring. The horn, man's horn. On top of it, you've got your hazard light switch here. You can put on your auxiliary lights on or off. I put them on because I just think it looks cool. Obviously you've got your engine start and your kill switch, but these controls are backlit, what means you've got this beautiful little blue, and hopefully the camera can pick it up, because as soon as it gets a little bit dark, because I have ridden this bike, I will let you know I have ridden this bike for a couple of days, when it gets a little bit darker, that looks absolutely awesome, because the boys and girls at MotoGP went out of their way to give me this for a recent patron meet that I have, and I took it to show everybody there, and I think everybody were pretty much impressed with this bike, including myself. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Right, moving on to the TFT display. Now this is the 7-inch TFT display that you can see quite nicely. It's got that black background with it coming out, so it looks more like a proper, I'd actually say a modern sort of Casio watch style. It just looks good and it just works. Now you can flip through your modes really easy. You've got E and you've got S. I'm guessing E is pretty much just standard eco mode, and S whacks it into sport. You've got a tyre pressure monitor as well underneath that, front and rear. You've also got how many litres you use into your kilometres underneath that. But what I like is you've got the good old fashioned clock, so you can get home in time for your dinner. Not just that as well, you know how many miles your bike's done. But the big thing, I love how big the rev counter is, because it's right around there with nice big bold miles per hour that you can see so easily and nicely. And of course that all important gear indicator, so you're never going to sit going, oh, which gear am I in? Do I need to be in neutral? Am I going to stop here? You can just see it. What's nice, very, very nice. I suppose one of those questions is, what's it like with a little bit of air over a humpback bridge? Wow, be wrong not to find out, wouldn't it? Yeah, it takes off quite nicely. Do you know what I realise I've just been doing? Driving it on E mode. So let's stick it into S mode. What might make this even more interesting. Are we ready? 0 to 60. 3, 2, 1, go! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Traction control was holding me back then. Traction control just massively kicked in and held it back. I mean, let's think about it. This is a 581cc engine, creating 83 brake horsepower, 57 newton meters of torque, and it does this. It's just an absolute beast. And in sport mode, listen, feel me being pushed there, look. For 581cc. I don't quite know how Voge managed it. I don't think I've ever ridden an engine of this size that feels this nippy and powerful yet. Not as an adventure bike, and not with all of the emissions that they've got and things now. Oh, I really like this bike, and I really like this engine. Let's just try it around this bend. This is a little bit more sharp, and as you can see, the canvas is not the best either. Let's tuck it in. Let's tuck it right in, and let's accelerate out, and that smooth delivery in third gear. Very sweet indeed. But let's go back to not just thrashing the engine around every single bend that I see, because I'm enjoying it well too much. Let's talk about things like wind protection. Because you're sort of tucked into this bike, you can see you've got the shell around you. You're not getting any kind of major wind against your leg or your crotch. You're also not getting a massive amount around my head either. What I'm finding is, because this screen can come up and it can come down. Now up really gives you that better footage if you want to get some good footage from that front camera. That's just impressive that it's there. But this screen, if you pop it up, I'm getting maybe slight wind around sort of my shoulders, but I don't seem to feel hardly anything on my head at all. So it's doing a really good job. But if we were in peak summer, or we were going off abroad and it's sweltering, pop that down just by doing this. Are you ready? And now I can feel that air flowing into the top of my helmet. Okay, so with a wheelbase of 1,645 millimeters, we know this handle's good. We've already done it, but when you see a sign in front of you with the S bend mark on it, you kind of go like, well, do you know what? It just feels a bit wrong not to try that out, doesn't it? And this is one of my favourite, very small but twisty set of road. Look at that. Look at it go. I'm going to dip it in here, because this is one sharp bend. Pop it down into two. Look at this. We're going to grip it right down, and then just, oh yes, you really feel how tight this turns with that short wheelbase. It's got such a lovely cornering aspect to this bike. It carves into the bend. It really carves you right in, just sucks you in, and then you can just turn that throttle and be spat out. Well, I'm definitely having far too much fun on that Voge. But the thing of it is, the question that we've got to ask ourselves is, what does it look like when we're riding? So I'm going to head right back to where we started, but I'm going to show you exactly how awesome this bike looks when you're out on the road. Check this out. Now I've ridden it back to where I started, and do you know what? Oh, the handling, this wheelbase being nice and short, it just flicks so easily. And because it feels so light, the confidence just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I generally think this engine is powerful to the point where I turn around and say, do you know what? How that's 581, don't forget the 1cc, blows my mind. Now, it doesn't have everything, so let's just be clear, it is missing a couple of things. If you're going on a massive adventure, it doesn't have cruise control. If you're sitting there going, I want to polish my metal tank, yes, it's metal underneath, but on top, this is a plastic cover. And trust me, if you ever drop a bike, that's no bad thing. And yes, this isn't real carbon fibre, it is plastic cover, but it does look good, doesn't it? The other thing as well is the seat is quite hard. When you sit on it, it's nice and spongy here, but when you sit on it, it does feel quite hard. So I'd probably want to put a cushion or something on if I was going for a massive ride. But that also being said, I've ridden a few recently, and sometimes that harder seat actually is more comfortable than what you'd think. Now, here is the thing. I've reviewed a lot of motorcycles, and I'd say right now, currently, if I was going to buy a bike, I would generally pick this machine because it ticks every box that I'm looking for. It's lightweight, I could take it off-road, I could do some trails. Voge are just Voge. They know how to make an awesome machine. I've been told from the dealerships that these bikes don't go back, and that says so much. And everybody that rides one goes, God, they're incredible. This is it. At $5,999, it's just got everything that you could want. The one thing I would do is buy the luggage, £699. I'd get that put on as soon as I buy it. You've got that on the road price to consider as well. But for all of this is just, come on, what an impressive machine. So what I'd recommend, because I know what's going to happen with this bike, and I know straight away because it happened with the last Voge that came out, they just sell them out so quickly, and people are going, I'm on a waiting list. Well, if you're quick and if you're clever, because that's exactly what I want to do, put a deposit down on this bike, go into a dealership and get it ordered, or go over to motogb.co.uk and just get it ordered and get it delivered, because I generally think you're going to have the most amount of fun and giggles on this bike. And I'm going to go one step further. I'm actually going to put up my Honda Africa Twin for sale because I want this that much.